Hello, I'm Johnothon Dillon. Imagine this. A soloist walking out onto the stage, taking a bow in front of a crowd of thousands. The thunderous applause that assaults the senses. The soloist takes a bow, tunes with the piano, and off he goes to play. Beautiful solo. This is what we call, performance. I chose this major because music has always been a huge part of my life. I'm always able to further it with different job opportunities, and I also have plenty of opportunities to go out into the world and travel, tour. I chose this major because, actually I should tell you what it is. Music performance is the degree for going out and performing. I'm studying to be part of either a large ensemble, like an orchestral symphony, or possibly be a soloist. So I play by myself. Music has always been a large part of my life ever since I was little. Family has always grown up with music. My mother has a baby grand piano in her living room, so the piano has always been a large part of the life, always a beautiful instrument to hear in the morning. The pay isn't bad either, depending on where you're coming from. A salary for a soloist can range anywhere by around $30,000 to about $115,000 per year, and that's based on a full-time musician. A full-time musician typically has about a 40-week season. Now, depending on where I plan on going and where I plan on to play for, determines how much I get. Like it says, Alabama, there's the Alabama Symphony. They're fairly low on the pay scale for full-time members. Whereas if you go somewhere with a lot more people, let's say Boston, the starting salary is about $115,000. Now it's time to move on to what it takes to complete my degree here. Some professional musicians don't even need anything after high school. They don't need secondary education. They're able to, go and perform for crowds of millions, and those are typically, the pop artists, the rock groups, the country artists that go out. Some of them do have quite a bit of secondary training, but when I talk about my degree, I'm talking more about classical musicians. And so classical musicians typically will have at least a bachelor's degree. Sometimes they'll even go on to get a master's in either theory or music theory or performance, and possibly even go to get a doctorate. So that salary is even larger. For my degree requirements here at Northwest Missouri State University, I'm required to be in at least an ensemble every semester. But me personally, I'm in about 4 each semester, which is definitely okay with me. I play French horn in the Wind Symphony, the Northwest Orchestra, the brass ensemble, and during the fall I play mellophone for the marching band, and then during the spring for the symphonic band I play French horn as well. Finally, I go to where can my major take me in the future. After gaining entry into a symphony, it's very possible that local universities around where I'm stationed may call me up and ask me if I would be a teacher for them, to either teach, the theory classes or the ensembles, possibly even be a private lessons student teacher. for either future music educators, for future music performers, and even majors who don't require, don't have the direct correlation to music. And on average, if I decide to go with this route through my degree, typically, as well with, based on region, music professors make about 80 grand on average. I think on the upward scale they can make around 100,000 a year, depending on that, and as low as around 28,000 as well. It is also very possible that with my degree and gaining entry into a symphony, that I may be able to tour worldwide. There's plenty of opportunities for me to go down to South Africa, to South America, to Europe, to Japan, to China, to go and play for plenty more people. Music is one of those universal languages that it may not speak the same, but it always stays the same for the soul. And the third option, I may be able to take on live recordings for either, music scores for movies, possibly even television. And then there's the possibility of me gaining the ability to record with different artists for country, for rock, for pop, because those are also definitely good choices. And in conclusion, I chose this major because music has always been a huge part of my life. I've always enjoyed it. I've always embraced the music major. I also chose it because of the requirements. It was something I thought I could deal with on a day-to-day basis with no problem, or as little as problem as possible. And it was something I was willing to work towards. And the third reason was because of the future possibilities that I can take. I can go and tour worldwide, I can become a music professor, and I can even record for different, single artists out there in the world. This quote has always been quite near and dear to my heart. When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life, by John Lennon.